Alright, Darth Vader Duel's End. So I'm just going through these in order of how they're listed on, how CG listed them. So we did Luke first, then we did IG-90, then Inquisitor Barriss, now Darth Vader. This one I've actually been the most excited about, just to see what it's all about, because, I've always said, like, Darth Vader's, like, super iconic for Star Wars, and I feel like the Vaders we have aren't that good. The Darth Vader we have, even after the rework, is still kind of just, eh. The rework definitely beefed him up quite a bit. He's way better now than he used to be. Unlike Mace's, unfortunately. Mace got a huge rework, and he's still trash. But, actually, Mace's rework is insane. He gained, what? How many Zetas did he gain? Like 3 Zetas? He gained 2 moves, reworked some of his existing moves, gained 3 Zetas, gained an Omicron, and he still sucks. Like, how crazy is that, to get all that and you still suck? At least Vader's rework, when that happened years ago, it was pretty solid, but it's just not solid enough. And then the GL version we have is Lord Vader, which is, okay, it's a cool idea, but it's like, it should just be regular Vader. So we got this new Vader, and even though he's just a Marquis, who knows? Sometimes Marquis end up being pretty solid still. I think Kelleran Beck is a perfect example of that. He's a very solid character, and he was a Marquis, so let's just get it. Wish we had some pictures or videos here, but whatever, I guess. Anyways, alignment, dark. Categories, attacker, Sith, Empire. Rounding out the era of Anniversary is Darth Vader, Duel's End. Darth Vader is one of the most iconic villains in the galaxy, and when we saw this new side to him in the Obi-Wan show, it was an opportunity for a new Darth Vader character that we simply couldn't pass up. Yeah, you said he's iconic in the galaxy. First off, not only is he iconic in the galaxy, meaning Star Wars, but he's iconic just in general. Like, even non-Star Wars fans know who Darth Vader is, and he's, like I said, the face of the show. I mean, the franchise, I mean, geez, we even had the prequel trilogy, which was talking about Darth Vader as a kid and his rise, coming up, his rise to become Vader and all that, like. But anyhow, our squad vision for this character after the era concludes is for him to empower the Empire squad led by his new master, Emperor Palpatine. Other members of this squad and 5v5 Grand Arena team include Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Royal Guard. Okay, first off, when they say his new master, Palpatine, are they talking about the existing Palpatine, or are we going to get a new Palpatine as well? I'm assuming it's probably just the existing one. And then Mara Jade, that only makes sense because she works with Papa Palp. Now, they're saying Grand Moff and Royal Guard, though. Ugh, those both kind of suck. Grand Moff obviously sucks. And Royal Guard, not that solid either. And, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's lots in this kit that will help beef them up. But as is, that's not sounding too promising. Darth Vader's Duel's End Marquee event. It begins January 27th at 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, well, at the time of this recording, it's the day after Thanksgiving, so we still got quite a ways to go before this is coming out. And, mind you, his marquee is just some dumb nonsense with this new Eras crap, so you don't even actually have the character, so. But anyways, basic ability. Then you will die. Deal physical damage to target enemy, and during Darth Vader's turn, ability block them and inflict evasion down for 2 turns. If the target enemy is dazed, shocked, or stunned, reduced Vader's cooldowns by 1, and he gains 100% offense for a turn. Design notes. Vader's powerful overhead strikes cripple his opponents with each hit, represented here by the ability block and evasion down debuffs. The cooldown reduction and offense increase leverage his synergies to provide opportunities to strengthen Vader's damage output if set up properly. Inspiration. During his second duel with Obi-Wan, Vader attempts to show his superiority over Kenobi through heavy hitting, over-the-top attacks. Synergies. Dazed can come from Mara Jade's basic, stunned from Papa Palp, and shocked is in both of their kits. Additionally, Royal Guard is a source of stun as well. Fact, I see the name Vader used above and in the kit. Does this refer to the original Darth Vader unit? No, all references to Vader in the kit and in this kit reveal refer to Darth Vader Duel's End. Is what? I hope that is not a fact. First off, fact means frequently. I hope that dumb question right there is not frequently asked. Like, obviously, Vader reference would be to this character specifically. Why would they be talking about any other one? What kind of dumb question is that? Special ability 1. Your weakness still remains. Cooldown of 3. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice and call the strongest other attacker ally to assist. If the target enemy is Galactic Republic, Inquisitorius, or Jedi, Darth Vader duels and also assists. This ability will always critically hit if possible. That doesn't make any sense. It will always critically hit if possible. That sounds like the joke in Anchorman where he says Sex Panther is proven to be 100% effective 60% of the time. Like, it's going to always hit critically if possible. So always means 100%, but then if possible means there's a chance it won't. So what is it? What is that? How does that make any sense? Design notes. This impactful strike will always critically hit. I don't know, if possible. Providing a chance to deal damage up to 4 times, including the 2 assists, against certain enemies. Target dazed, shocked, or stunned enemies to trigger additional... What? Oh, target dazed, shocked, or stunned enemies to trigger additional benefits. Synergy. With Mary Jane as an ally, the assist can call... What? The assist call, there it is, can result in extra ways to daze opponents. This in turn strengthens Vader when he uses... Then you will die against them. Inspiration. During the duel, Vader does a double parrot attack, swinging hard at Kenobi. This is one of the coolest moments of this battle, if you ask us. Well, we don't care about you, so we're not asking you, because you guys are stupid, and you thought pirates was a great thing to add to the game. Fact. Can Vader assist himself twice? No. This ability calls the strongest other attacker to assist. Vader will only assist once, and only if the target is Galactic Republic, Inquisitorius, or Jedi. Do Vader's assists inflict ability block or evasion down? No, they shouldn't, because based on what the starting, what his basics said, it said that it's only... Jeez, where is this? It only happens when it's his turn. Where the heck? Basic ability. Where was that? Deal physical damage. Oh, and during Darth Vader's turn, ability block down and inflict evasion down for 2 turns. That means if he's assisting, it's not his turn. So obviously that's not gonna happen. But anyways, no. But it will reduce his cooldowns and grant the 100% offense for 1 turn if the target enemy is dazed, shocked, or stunned. Why does this ability call out Inquisitorius when Darth Vader works with them throughout the show? I was kind of wondering that myself as well, but then I thought at the same time, Vader doesn't really care about the Inquisitors. He's almost kind of like using them. So, while Vader does work with them and even trains some of the Inquisitors, why is there a comma there? There shouldn't be a comma there. It is a tumultuous relationship at best. At the end of the duel, by the end of the duel, Darth Vader has already been betrayed by Reva and has dealt with her accordingly, resulting in the dynamic captured by this kid. Special ability 2, you will always lose. Cooldown of 6. Wow, that's a big cooldown. To put it into context, Nihilus's Annihilate is a cooldown of 8, so 6 is pretty steep. It's Zeta and an Omicron. Dispel buffs on all enemies and deal physical damage to them, dealing 50% more damage for each debuffed enemy. If the enemy is shocked or stunned, they take another instance of damage, then inflict all enemies with speed down for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or prevented, and they lose 100% accuracy for 1 turn, which can't be evaded. Okay, accuracy I always found lame. I always think that the accuracy buff is stupid and pointless, so don't really care much about that, but whatever, cool. I guess they lose all their accuracy. So does that mean like a guaranteed miss on their next turn or something? I don't know. Anyways, enemies are inflicted with buff immunity for 2 turns. This ability can't be resisted. And then when you are in Grand Arenas, if Emperor Palpatine is in the allied leader slot, fracture target enemy and another random enemy until the start of Darth Vader duel's ends next turn, or until Vader is defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or evaded. Vader can't gain bonus turn meter this turn. fracture target enemy and another... That's it? That's your Omicron? If Papa Palp is in the leader slot, fracture target enemy and another random enemy until the start of his next turn. I mean, fracture's good. It makes your enemy just stand there and they can't do anything, but, like, that's an Omicron? That's kind of lame. Just make that be the Zeta. Design notes. This ability clears enemy buffs and has the potential to inflict large amounts of area of effect damage, especially against debuffed enemies. In Grand Arenas with Emperor Palpatine in the leader slot, it also inflicts fracture, stopping up to 2 enemies in their tracks. Synergy. The debuffs inflicted by Emperor Palpatine via Jade, the Emperor's Hand, enable this ability to hit even harder. Inspiration. This ability recreates one of the most devastating moves in Vader's duel with Obi-Wan, fracturing the battleground and leading the battle to its crescendo. This made adding the fracture debuff to it super on brand as well. Fuck. Do enemies lose their buffs before or after damage is dealt? Buffs are dispelled before damage is dealt, optimizing damage output. Does this ability deal 50% extra damage per debuff on an enemy? No, this ability calculates the number of enemies with at least 1 debuff and uses that number. For example, if 3 out of 5 enemies are debuffed, this ability will deal an extra 150% damage. Okay. Does it deal... Wait, what? Does this ability deal 50% extra damage per debuff on an enemy? It says no, but then it basically says yes. Oh, per debuff on an... I see what they're saying. Never mind. This question was based on per debuff, but they are saying no, it's just based on enemies with debuffs. Okay, it threw me off there for a minute, because I did 3, and I'm like, what? You said no, but then you said yes, because 50 times 3 is 150, but I see, it's 3 characters. So those characters could have had, 20 debuffs on them, but it's not counting it per debuff. It's just saying each individual character. Which is still solid, doing 150 extra damage, 50% extra damage, I mean. That's, not bad. Anyways, unique 1. I am what remains. Omicron. At the start of battle, Darth Vader Duel's End loses 51% health and is inflicted with burning until the end of battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Vader can't be defeated by this burning, is immune to other burning effects, and takes reduced damage from percent health effects. Okay, that sounds like a terrible move. What the heck? He loses more than 50% of his health? And he's inflicted with burning? So, he's just gonna keep losing more? What? There better be some kind of, awesome boost to this, otherwise that's kind of dumb. At the start of battle, if there are no GLs, whenever Vader takes burning damage, all Empire allies gain 20% offense, stacking max 300% until the end of the battle, and 10% turn meter. This effect persists through defeat. If Vader ends his turn with 25% or more health, all Empire allies gain potency up for 1 turn. If Vader ends his turn with 75% or less health, all Empire allies gain defense up for 1 turn. That little pause there is because I was confused. I'm like, what? If he ends his turn with 25% or more health, all Empire allies gain potency up. And if he ends his turn with 75% or less health, all Empire allies gain defense up for a turn. So if it's anywhere between 25% and 75%, do they get both? Do they get potency up and defense up? Or how does it determine which one to choose? Also, and I guess he can. He always was like, can he even heal up past 51% after he loses that? But yeah, he could, I guess. I mean, based on the team that they're recommending, the only heal he'd really get is from Papa Palp's leader ability, but I mean, I guess in theory he could heal up. At the start of battle, if Emperor Palpatine is the ally in the leader slot, Vader gains hatred until he's defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, and assists when Emperor Palpatine uses a special ability during his turn, and whenever Emperor Palpatine assists during another ally's turn. If Vader is revived while Emperor Palpatine is in the active ally leader slot, Vader regains hatred at the end of that turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Instead, if he's revived while Papa Palp's in the leader slot, but based on the team that they recommend, he would never be able to be revived. How would he get revived? There's no reviving mechanics in that team of Grand Moff, Papa Palp himself, Royal Guard, or Mara Jade, so, like, what? Now the Omicron portion. While in Grand Arenas, at the start of battle, if there are no GLs and Papa Palp is in the Allied leader slot, all Empire allies gain hatred until they are defeated, which can't be copied, spelled, or prevented. Whenever an Empire Take ally loses taunt, they are marked for 2 turns, which can't be copied, spelled, or resisted, and recover 30% max health and protection. Vader gains 4 speed, stacking max 80, until the end of the battle. Whenever an enemy Empire ally targets a debuffed enemy with an ability. What? Okay. Takes damage from an enemy while debuffed or scores a critical hit. Design note. Vader begins each battle wounded and burning, but these ailments trigger a variety of offense bonuses for all Empire allies. With Papa Palp in the leader slot stoking Vader's hatred, Vader will revive when defeated and assist when the Emperor uses a special ability. Oh, okay, so he self-revives. Got it. In Grand Arenas, hatred is spread to Empire allies as well as Vader provides them with additional bonuses, reminiscent of his power as Lord Vader and alluding to his iconic future abilities as Darth Vader. Why are they saying future powers as Darth Vader? This version of Vader is supposed to be taken from the Kenobi show, right? Which he has been Darth Vader for a little bit at that time now. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be what? Luke and Leia, they're 10, so it's 10 years. He's been Vader for 10 years now. So like, what are you talking about? Future abilities as Darth Vader? He literally is halfway through his life cycle as Darth Vader when he's this version of himself. You know what I mean? Because he basically gets killed 20 years into his dark side journey. So at this point, he's 10 years in. What? Synergy. Use a full squad of Empire units with Emperor Palpatine and leader slot to fully leverage these bonuses. Inspiration. This version of Vader is scarred by his wounds from the previous duel with Kenobi on Mustafar and is driven by his hatred of his former master. By the end of the second duel, Vader solidifies himself as the merciless and formidable Sith Lord Darth Vader. Starting off wounded is paying homage to the point in the battle we lifted this look from. Fack. Do the offense stat increases granted by taking burning damage expire at the end of each encounter. These offense stat increases persist throughout the entire battle, meaning they do not expire on defeat or when a subsequent encounter begins during multi-encounter battles. What happens when Vader is defeated while Emperor Palpatine is still active in the Allied leader slot? When Vader is defeated, hatred will trigger and revive Vader. However, Vader does not regain hatred again until the end of that turn. This means that squads who attack or assist multiple times have the opportunity to defeat Vader a second time before he regains hatred, taking him out of the battle. I couldn't remember what hatred was or did at first, but now I think I remember. That's what Scion has, right? He has hatred. And then when you kill him, he can come back, right? Anyways, unique too. And that means also, if the whole team gets hatred, then that's kind of solid. They'll all auto-revive, so that's kind of cool if it's on your team. If you're going up against it, that could be a pain in the cock, but if it's your side, not bad, I guess. Unique 2. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker? I did. Zeta. At the start of each encounter, whenever he takes burning damage, or when he uses an ability, Darth Vader Duel's End gains 1 stack of vengeance until the end of the battle, or until he's defeated. When Vader loses 15 stacks of vengeance or more, he gains 2 additional bonus turns, and the next time he damages an enemy, the targeted enemy is death marked until the end of Vader's bonus turns, or Vader is defeated. Vader can ignore the taunt effects during his turn. That's cool. Whenever Vader uses a special ability, the target enemy is inflicted with a stack of damage over time for 1 turn, which can't be evaded. This ability inflicts an additional stack if the target enemy is Galactic Republic, Inquisitorius, or Jedi, and another additional stack if it is an Anakin Skywalker. He really wants to kill himself, yeah. Kill himself? No, that doesn't make sense though. It says you didn't kill. Oh, I did. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so that's why he wants to kill the Anakins. At the start of battle, if there is an enemy Anakin Skywalker, they're inflicted with Demoralize for the rest of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, prevented, or resisted. And if they are in the enemy leader slot, All Empire allies are immune to daze for the rest of the battle, and Vader can't be targeted while there is another Empire ally. So basically that just means gas or Jedi Knight Anakin. Now, the thing that gets kind of complicated, if you will, is technically Lord Vader is a Vader at this time, but he still looks like Anakin. He's not really Vader, you know what I mean? With the whole suit and stuff. So in theory, this should still apply versus Lord Vader. It won't, plus Lord Vader's a GL, but technically... Anyways. Where was I at? All allies are... The invader can't be targeted if there's another Empire ally. If all allies are Empire at the start of the battle, Vader gains 50% critical damage, is immune to fear and turn meter reduction. That should say and is immune to fear. Stupid. Design note. I hate how the design is bold and note isn't. The whole thing should be. Ugh. Leveraging assist calls and targeting Galactic Republic, Inquisitors, or Jedi foes will more quickly build Vader's vengeance, creating additional chances for high burst damage. Using special abilities to spread around damage over time can also power up Vader's "You will always lose" ability. Inspiration. This ability is inspired by the bone-chilling line that it's named after. Anakin is gone at the hands of Vader, and this ability punishes enemy Anakin characters accordingly, while underscoring this new identity with callbacks to mechanics that make the other versions of Vader so powerful. I wouldn't say that this phrase, you didn't kill Anakin, I did, was bone-chilling. It was more like semi-emotional, you know what I mean? It was... The mask was broken, and Kenobi could see Anakin, and, he was just feeling like, that's my... having those feelings. Like, my buddy, I see you. You're not just this thing in a suit and this dumb mask. You're Anakin. And he was trying to reach out to him, and it just wasn't happening. And then that's when, Vader eventually ended up telling him that you didn't kill Anakin, I did. And then Kenobi's just like accepting that, well, I guess even though I can see Anakin right here, he's just fully gone. He's no longer accepting himself as Anakin. He's just this new Darth thing. So it wasn't really bone chilling. It was more just like sad from Kenobi's perspective. Anyways, fact. How many total bonus turns does Vader get when Vengeance triggers? He gets a total of 3 bonus turns. 1 from the Vengeance effect and 2 additional. However, the death mark is applied during the first bonus turn, meaning it is only in effect for the following 2. Does Vader have to attack the enemy death marks? No, there are certainly benefits to doing so as will optimize his damage output. However, we wanted to give you the freedom to use these bonus turns however you'd like, especially since there may be scenarios where repeatedly targeting the same enemy might not be the best tactic. I mean, I think it would make sense, though, death marked. Isn't it usually if you're death marked, you get attacked 3 times and then you die, no matter what your health is at or anything? So if he puts death mark and then goes 2 times, that means 1 more hit from anybody and that character's over with. So you might want to just focus on, targeting your death marked enemy. Which characters count as an Anakin Skywalker? What? General Skywalker, Jedi Knight Anakin, and Padawan Anakin, which we don't have yet, so I guess that's telling us about another one that we're going to get. Count as Anakin Skywalkers for this ability. Darth Vader, Duel Zen, and Lord Vader are not Anakin Skywalkers, which is true from a certain point of view. Yeah, I know, that's what I was saying about Lord Vader. Technically he's not, but he still does look like Anakin, so technically he is. It just makes a weird situation. Padawan Anakin? In the Geonosis territory battle, we have a Padawan version of Anakin, and this ability will also work against him. So we're not getting a new one. It's just in a territory battle, and it's kind of goofy too. Just bully an enemy in the territory battle. Anyhow, there it is, the kit reveal for this upcoming Vader. Man, how far up do I gotta go? See, it would help if I had the videos too, because then I know where I'm at. But yeah, for Vader's dual end, I don't like how he starts with burning and loses half his health. I also don't like the weird team that they suggested for him, but it could actually work out. His kit does take a lot of things into account, like debuffs and everything, so it could actually be sort of cool. we obviously have this character available to us already in, like, Coliseum and dumb crap, but we get him at such a weak, worthless level, and he's not in the right team. Maybe when he's actually in the proper composition in a Sith/Empire team, we'll really be able to see how he is, and maybe he is pretty solid. We'll see, I don't know. He seems promising. Can't really tell based on words only, but I'm kind of looking forward to him. Anyhow, that's all I got, so thanks for checking this out, and until next time, I said see ya.